The following program is rated TVMA for language. We want everyone to be able to enjoy the program, but sometimes things happen, and we may say things that may be offensive to some or non-conducive to others. So in other words, happens. Oops. What's happening, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of BLERD and GOAL with your host, me, the resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington.
And the swaggy BLERD, aka Winston A. Marshall. So, week 2 of NFL football, I'm not gonna lie, shit got a little bit weird. Just like a little bit nasty, just like a little bit, like
some teams had come to Jesus moments already.
Jesus moment for real. Like,
in week 2.
In week 2. Because you know, it's funny. College football always starts a little bit early.
Right.
But you didn't think a college disease would affect NFL football week 2?
I don't even know if you would call it a college disease. Look, we're going to call it that's a high school disease. And if you don't know what we're talking about, New York Jets starting quarterback at the time, Sam Darnold, was reportedly going to miss a week because he had an illness.
I thought it was Darnold.
Donald, what?
It's real hickish. That's
real
why
hickish.
It's important.
Sam Darnold.
Yes.
Hey, him not going to be playing the game for about a week up to.
I just want to know where he got. Well, you didn't finish your sentence. He has mono. He has mononucleosis.
Now, if you don't know what mononucleosis is, it is known as
the kissing disease. that means I'm dead serious. That means
who was you openly kissing in the mouth?
Now, don't get me wrong. I've heard of people getting mono as adults. It just doesn't normally happen as much. And you would also think, kind of, sort of, if you're, a grown-ass adult with millions of dollars, you would
just wouldn't be kissing people in the mouth like that.
Well, you would know
not to be kissing people in the mouth
like that.
You going around all this. Look, you got let me tell you something. I know that I'm blessed to perform stand-up comedy in a variety of different places, from big shows, small shows, bars, comedy clubs, everything. And I know one of the perks, in a sense, is that a lot of times after the show, you have women who want to come to the comedian because they think you're funny. And some get drunk. And then some want to kiss on you. And sometimes you want to kiss them back in the mouth. But then you have to look at their mouth and be like, I'm not sure I should do this. Now, at what point did Sam Darnold get that drunk? He's just like, I'm going to kiss you in the mouth. I've been doing
okay. The only thing I will give this man slight credit for, you can get mono from people if you share drinks. So if somebody had it and he happened to drink after somebody, that's also a possible thing. But that's, again, why being called Sam Darnold. I feel like there might have been some country shit where he's like, Bubba, give me your beer, Bubba. I need a drink. First of all, I'm parched.
The thoughts and opinions of Winston A. Marshall about the Bubba, because I wasn't going to say it was a Bubba. Early.
No, but sometimes, look, if you're playing beer pong and your boy Bubba got mono because he was kissing on Eileen and Eileen was kissing on...
So now what you've just officially done here on the show and put out to the world is that after every game of beer pong, now, there needs to be a bottle of Listerine on the side.
It's already too late. That's why I'm a grown-ass man. I only play water pong. I have my beer on the side that I'm drinking the whole time, and the shit is water. I'm not putting... that little ping pong ball been on ground.
By the way, yeah, that doesn't matter.
And you put in a water cup that you change baby every 3 games. That shit.
Which I also don't understand. The ball go everywhere,
all over the place.
And people it's in the cup, and you got to drink that.
That's disgusting.
That's disgusting.
Fucking disgusting.
Why don't we just have one big ass 40? Look, you can bring a 40 ounce out for this.
And this is exactly why I swear to God, this is exactly why I ended up getting strep. I got strep 5 times in college. 3 of them in the same year, in my senior year.
Your throat?
It's literally because I was working so hard because I was doing 24 units, but I was in a frat and we drank every night.
What frat are you in?
I'm in Phi Kappa Psi. Because the Kappas were on campus, they had 2 niggas and they refused to do a goddamn rush.
Oh, so in other words, you're in a fraternity that you probably only see about in the movies and be like, that ain't a real fraternity.
No, it's real. It's real.
I'm not saying it's not real.
It's one of the major ones, actually. What's funny is we don't really follow the national pattern. Our group was just a bunch of stoners. It's not important. We're getting off topic here. The point is, y'all niggas.
That's how you get mono, ladies and gentlemen.
That's how you get mono. You play dirty ass beer pong with Bubba. That's how you get that shit. But he's not the only quarterback to go down. He went out before his game. We lost Drew Brees.
Which, okay, let me say something. I understand. Let me preface a lot of shit I'm going to say right now. I get what hat I have on. Here is the reason. I am doing some other projects that required me to have some football paraphernalia. I owned a Drew Brees jersey that was destroyed. I have not been able to replace it, and it has hurt my soul. Everyone knows who knows me that for some God unknown reason, I am a Chicago-born New Orleans Saints fan. And when we did a fantasy football draft for the league that we're both in, I wanted Holy Breezes. And I couldn't get Holy Breezes because a certain bitch took them from me. Now, I just wanted to say that. Go ahead.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay. Mm-hmm. We lost Drew Brees. We lost Ben with the thumb. out for 6 weeks. We lost Ben Roethlisberger with the elbow, out for the season. We lost Trevor Siemian. This nigga was backing up Sam Darnold, and he rolled his damn ankle so goddamn. That shit said clack.
That's like, not. Let us reiterate.
His shit said clack.
I just want to reiterate. That is not a roll, because if that is a roll, that is a rolling on the river roll. If that is a roll, that is a G.I. Joe tucking roll.
His shit said. Do
you understand how bad it was when the announcers from Monday Night Football was like, "Whoa, boy, let's go to break." Oh shit!
I literally heard, God, what's his name that's doing it now? Is it Keyshawn?
Keyshawn Jones.
Keyshawn said, "Oh shit, go break." Like Keyshawn went full nigga when that shit happened. He said, "Oh."
Like, you know something real too. I don't care who you are, black, white. Anytime a dude does this, he sees something, he goes, "Oh," with the lead up, and the brother, "Oh." That's how you go some shit.
He just right here. He just on the edge of the seat, just like
with that shoulder
like he's holding himself up. He's like, "Oh, his core is activated so hard because he just like, I can't move. I can't move.
Look, it's here.
It's right there because you don't want to throw up, so you just oh God. So we lost all of them. And you know the most part about it? First of all, my fantasy football team in the toilet. Somehow I had Drew Brees and Ben Roethlisberger. Both of them niggas gone. Now I got to go pick up
but guess what?
Trubisky.
Guess who I picked up in my draft that everybody looked at me like I was stupid for getting? Tom Brady. Everybody was like, "You gonna get Brady?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I'm gonna get Brady." So guess what the Patriots did? We'll talk about it a little bit. What the Patriots did, so we'll talk about it a little later because it goes to another story.
The last thing I was going to say, though, all these motherfuckers is out, and it's yet, somehow, Sir Kaepernick still does not have a job in the National Football League.
What his agent is making phone calls, but for some reason the calls aren't getting through. All of a sudden, Kaepernick's agent's calling numbers that just worked 2 days ago.
You know what's worse? You know what that kind of reminds me of, which is kind of up? It's like when you know everybody out doing some shit, and you like, "Hey Jay, where you at?" "Oh nah, nigga, I'm at home." "Hey Jay, come take the shot." "Nah, yeah."
Hey, hold on. Hey man, I'm just chilling, man.
I gotta go. Hey Bobby. Hey man, what the fuck you doing? "Hey, is that nigga Winston again? Tell him shut the up."
She on the pole, G. She on the pole. Hey, throw my single. I was talking to the TV because they was like, "Yo, throw my single and playing this virtual reality game where you get to throw."
My nigga Kaepernick is called everybody. Ain't nobody want to tell him that they out at the party. Not a damn person.
Everybody look at the call ID keeps saying, "You know who it is." Like every time
I'm gonna tell you this right now. That third string quarterback that played for the Jets, he is not better than Colin Kaepernick. I'll put money on that shit.
Well,
I know. So that purely means that they're doing this shit out of spite at this point. Like they found already, they said that they were trying to keep him out the league. They try to keep this nigga out just out of spite.
So at this point, and now that we brought it up, because this is going to continually be an ongoing discussion with Colin Kaepernick as long as the NFL season is going and until he officially announces if he has retired or not. Do we just have to just say we already know what it is? Because the moment every quarterback went down, I saw people with memes. I saw different, posts. Well, you know who's available. But we already know the scenario. We already know what this is. There is no shock behind this anymore.
There's not. But I think if you just want further proof that that's what the business is, like, we already know. But if you want further proof that shit ain't gonna wiggle, I mean, it is what
shit ain't gonna wiggle?
Shit ain't gonna wiggle, bro. Like a white girl that don't know how to twerk. Shit ain't gonna wiggle.
Which, by the way, there is a video where you have to see it is all white women twerking.
Please, when you edit this, put the video in the background. Not in the middle of it. Put it over the screen. So I want you to keep your voice going. Talking about it. But just have the video.
It is these white women twerking. It looks like tantric yoga mixed with pumpkin spice with the Miley Cyrus song. And some dude posted it and he was angry. Well, I understand.
He wasn't angry. He asked, "Is this empowerment or harassment or something like that?"
Yeah, but it's all women doing it to them. It's all white women struggle twerking themselves. Like
This thing says struggle twerking.
Look. We have seen now. Look, I understand. This conversation is going to go off the rails. I understand that there are women who want to learn to move their butt cheeks like a black woman or a Latina woman because those are amazing ass cheeks. However,
anybody look. Here's the thing. That's no. It is one of the few things that anybody can learn, but you have to learn to specifically activate that particular parts of your body.
So since he just said that, you know where I'm going, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
Don't twerk for him, Winston. I'll look this way.
I'm not going to twerk for nobody.
You just said anybody can do it. I'm going to look this way. I'm going to look at the wall while you can.
Everybody that watches this, if y'all tweet, he'll tweet about this shit. If y'all retweet that shit enough, I have a video of me doing it. I'll post that. How about that? All right, we'll do that. I'm not going to get up and twerk. Ain't no space here. It don't look like it. Ain't no space here. I will retweet it. I'll do it.
There's a video of you twerking?
Yes. It's fine. I did. Yes. It doesn't matter.
No, here's the thing. I think there might be a video of me.
There probably is.
I get drunk at parties sometimes.
It happens. All right?
So let's move on.
Okay.
Now, this is another story that kind of goes so many different ways, and we were trying to figure out before we started recording how was the best way to handle this and approach it. And I was basically just like, we just got to talk about the shit for what it is. Antonio Brown. Now, the last episode when we first came, Antonio Brown became a member of the New England Patriots, and people holler collusion more than Russia. Now, and it pretty much is. So, Antonio Brown played his first game for the New England Patriots when they played the Miami Dolphins, which everyone is saying he should not have been playing. He should have been put on the exemption list because of the sexual misconduct. I want to make sure I had the right terminology for it. The sexual misconduct allegations. Now, I don't blame them. But this is what I had to keep telling everybody. That's not going to happen. You want to know why? Because the person who is supposed to make the ruling that he is to go on the exemption list is one of the reasons why he is on the New England Patriots.
What?
NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell can lay the hammer down to Robert Kraft them and say he has to go on the exemption list. Right. Goodell had to be a part of that whole Brown going to the Patriots thing.
Well, I mean, yes, he could have stopped it if he wanted to. Like that's part of the commissioners. It's the same way that David Stern did that bullshit and
with Chris Paul,
with the Lakers. So Goodell could have done that same shit. I don't know. I think that this is indicative to the NFL's laundry list of problems where they continue to allow crazy shit like that to happen and people don't get punished for it. They just kind of go about and do their fucking business. And it's, I think if you consider how much of a distraction everything was and how serious the allegations were, and now especially that you now have two more accusations. Another woman who said an anonymous, what's the term? An anonymous victim.
I was like, I don't know what other term.
No. I know. I didn't know. I didn't know if there's. I'm trying to make sure I get the correct term here. But the anonymous victim came forward and said that she was hired by him to paint a mural, and when she turned around, this nigga was just naked, holding this shit with just a
face towel over his dick.
And then the third one, he has a former doctor, Dr. Victor Prisk, who would like kind of help him make sure he's healthy, where his body fat is and all that shit. He kept farting in his face, which. I don't know why that's necessarily news, but I guess the other part of it, though, is he owes like $11,000 to this dude that he never paid.
So, now, minus the sexual misconduct allegations, let's just call this for what this is. Antonio Brown is an asshole. As talented as he is on the field, he is one of the top receivers, if not number 3 in the world. He's an asshole. And I think we have to make sure that stands too. Because we both watched the video of him farting with the doctor. He did say, I ate a lot of fiber. Which, as a vegan-ish dude, I understand how that happens. I definitely do.
I guess the part of it shouldn't necessarily be news in my opinion. But I think the thing that's like kind of stupid about that particular video is that this motherfucker was like just literally laughing about it the whole time, which is part of what makes it like asshole or not. That's like just kind of mad disrespectful. It'd be one thing.
The doctor ain't saying shit. The doctor ain't like, hey man, could you keep?
And that's the thing that's weird to me is watching the video. The doctor says nothing at the time, and then he wants to come about it later.
See what I'm saying? Like, and when you watch the video, the doctor is giggling with him and still doing work and everything. Right. So I know some people be like, well, maybe he felt uncomfortable. He never stopped moving. He never flinched. Like, there's certain things about all.
I just don't like. What I don't like is the verbiage because they kept saying, "Oh, he farted in his face." So I'm thinking maybe he's doing some sort of like rectal exam or some shit like that, and that wasn't what it was. It was literally he was right here doing this,
body fat,
and then like he literally had like a thing on his arm and on
his
stomach,
passed gas,
and he farted, and like, but the way they phrased it was to be like, oh, he farted in his face. That's not
and that's a problem with a lot of different things. So nonetheless, He scored a touchdown for New England. His accusations still loom over. People are wondering what is going to happen, if anything, because the primary...
He just needs to go away.
The primary... Why do you say that?
I think he needs to go away for a couple of reasons. The first thing, more importantly, is, again, I think this looks bad on the NFL. Just based off everything he's done, from being a giant diva to all of these allegations, I think he needs to go away for a while, if not forever, but at least for a while, because the message you're essentially sending to everybody is, if you're talented enough, the shit doesn't matter, which is something...
I think everybody said that talent triumphs everything.
Typically, it does trump everything. That's something that you see a lot, which is already problematic for a number of fucking reasons, but I'm just saying that, like, if the NFL's point is to try and clean up their image, this is not helping at all.
Well, we'll see what happens when they play their next game. In our next story, we brought up about the injuries to everybody. And so basically, this is your check your fantasy football moment. Winston, as he brought up, it hurt him. It hurt him bad.
Like, the thing that I was more pissed off about, other than the fact that my quarterback got me negative 0.3 because Breeze went down so goddamn early, is the fact that I was up 25 points going into Monday Night Football, and the nigga that I was playing, Mark Ellis, this
I love how you was like, the nigga I'm playing Mark Ellis, and that is a picture of Mark Ellis. And you just...
Where?
It'll be here for the people.
Oh, you can put it up. That's fine, yeah. I was like, that is not Mark Ellis. The talking about?
I'm thinking of the grand
That's fine. You put it up there. It's fine. Point is, the had Odell Beckham Jr. and Le'Veon Bell. When Odell broke off that 85-yard touchdown,
that changed the whole game.
It's complete. I was like, really? So I was running on this nigga even with no quarterback this whole time, and that's just gonna happen and just end my shit.
I was playing Perry Nemiroff, and Perry was ahead of me by like 30 points at the end of Sunday. Here was the thing: all of her players had played. She was done. I still had Nick Chubb to go. And I was like, we got Nick Chubb against the Jets. The Jets ain't really got a solid defense. Let's see what he can do.
Did Nick Chubb put up 30?
Damn near. I lost by 10 points.
That's not even close.
I felt inclined. You know, they shut him down at the end. Listen, I didn't win, but at least I didn't have negatives. All right.
Okay, you know what? Shut your mouth. All right.
What is... And something else I want to talk about with these games that came this week is the refs. The refs have been a big deciding factor for many games last year and this year.
I'm really getting to that point now where I genuinely think the refs are out to get the Saints. I genuinely think that's
again, this is why I brought that up about the hat that I have on a Rams hat. I am a Saints fan. Here's what if you don't remember what happened. You can take a look at this. There was a fumble by Jared Goff. It was returned by Cameron Jordan for a touchdown. The referee ruled it an incomplete pass.
Which to me is indicative of two major issues. The first of all, if you're not thinking about the fact that this was already a problem with the Saints and the Rams at the end of the NFC Championship game, so your ass should be on top of this. That's the first thing. The second thing is, they literally put in now that you can go and check pass interference, you can go and review a penalty, all that shit, and they didn't even bother to do that. They didn't even bother. They just said incomplete pass, overturned it, and that was it. That's absurd.
And rightfully so, the Saints head coach Sean Payton is pissed. Like, yo, this can't keep happening to us. And it is seemingly happening in a pattern to the Saints, but it also happened in several other games. In the Steelers-Seahawks game, Russell Wilson took a blatant helmet-to-helmet contact. Ref did not call it. In the Bears and Broncos game, this is what now a Chicagoan, right? When the Bears had their last drive, Mitchell Trubisky had the drive. I forgot who it was that made the sack, but they called it roughing the passer, which it was not, which in turn set up for the Bears game-winning field goal by a kicker that can hit a field goal. Yay! Yay!
I'm wondering if this is a prank and the replacement refs are back from a few years back.
Oh no!
And so this is all.
So you talking about we get this?
Yeah. Ready.
Because that's literally if y'all remember that Monday night game. But this goes to the last thing we're going to talk about on the show, and we did it last week. We talked about the fans, how they've been doing crazy things, and this goes into two different stories. We talked about the Miami fans because evidently what they're doing is a weekly thing now. We talked about in the last show about the strip club during tailgate.
Well, now,
it is back again.
But this time it isn't the fans. It's just the city of Miami is getting a little ridiculous.
You were letting me build the story.
Oh, you were. My bad. Go ahead.
Build your story.
Build your story.
So, again, the strip strip club is back, and
They did it again.
They did it again.
Oh,
That's
I
what I'm
didn't know
saying.
that.
The strip club is back,
That's amazing.
and clearly it affected the Dolphins again because they lost 43-0 to the Patriots.
If this is a tradition, though, that like fuck it, we're gonna lose, but we gonna fucking spend these
We're gonna
dollars.
spend these dollars while we lose.
I might become a Dolphins. I'll move to Miami and become a Dolphins fan.
Just for that.
And I'll tell you why I would also move to Miami. Because apparently Miami just don't give no f***s no more.
None!
So, the porn company, Bang Bros.
Which, by the way, if you don't know what Bang Bros is, because I knew you weren't going to do it.
How fast nigga, by the way.
Because I knew you weren't going to do it. Bang Bros is this porn site where the guys ride around in these vans, which are super open vans for some reason. They catch beautiful women on the street just walking. They don't catcall. They talk to them. How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Come on, want to come in and make some money? Blah, blah, blah. They bring in the car. Then they say, hey, this is what you got to do if you want to make some money. And next thing you know, she's like, well, all right. And then she getting ramrodded in the back of a van.
Jesus Christ.
See?
Now, here's the funny thing. Typically by a BBC. And the reason why I bring this up is because the Bang Bros has offered $10 billion $10 billion in order to buy the naming right. Was it billion or million? It might be
It might be million. It might be million.
We'll double check. We'll put a graphic at the bottom about what it is.
I'll check this out.
You can always put a graphic. It's fine.
I can too, but I also want to check while you're talking.
My point is, they put up a ridiculous amount of number for the naming rights of the American Airlines Center to change it to the Bang Bros Center, but what will actually be affectionately referred to as the BBC. Now, again, for anybody that's not really big into porn or porn jokes or
it's 10
porn
million.
slang, it's 10 million.
It's 10 million.
That's 10 million. But that's a very large number apparently for the naming rights, right? So, the BBC, if you don't know, is a big black cock. So to say, I'm going to go watch the Miami Heat in the BBC.
It's going to be a lot of housewives just going, I'm such a fan of the Miami Heat. And their husband's going to be like, honey, you've never liked basketball before a day in your life. Well, there's something about the stadium. They just always selling popsicles, pickles, footlogs.
Footlogs, Dodger Dogs, nigga.
They got Dodger Dogs in Miami. There's eggplant on the menu.
Oh my God.
There's Mexican Coke bottles, but ain't nothing in it. Like,
all right. Look. All that's to say is Miami. You
Mexican Coke bottles. Where did I get that from?
I fucking hate you. I really do. All that to be said, Miami's losing their damn mind, and clearly we are too. So with that, be sure to come back here for week 3 of BLERD and GOAL with, of course, the swaggy BLERD Winston A. Marshall.
And Captain BBC, your resident supervillain, Mr. Jay Washington.
I'm not calling you that. That's really
That is not for
weird.
you, sir. Ladies, that is not for you, Winston.
Good. Go ahead and tell them where they can find you. They can find the twerk video of you.
Whoa, the twerk video is not available like
and
that.
then slide them in the DMs to try and get the BBC, Captain BBC.
Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J Washington.
Mr. Jay, you should know how to spell Washington. I'm Swaggy BLERD, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, THESWAGGYBLERD. Again, this has been BLERD and GOAL.
Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Like this is a newer channel we decided to come with collectively together instead of just using my channel or his channel. This is something for us together to build and to grow on this. So we need you guys to subscribe and bring more people in to subscribe to this as well. Please do that. We will holler at y'all next week. We out here. Take care.
I told you, in these space, that wasn't a real twerk. I just was freaking out.